What's up YouTube? Shamu Aquariums here, bringing you guys another update on the 135 gallon. And today I'm going to talk about boredom in the aquarium hobby and how it leads to impulse purchases. And then I'm going to talk about the impulse purchases that I bought yesterday. So yesterday I added 7 black skirt tetras to my 135 gallon shark tank. And this was just simply because I was bored. Like, I was just at work. I saw a video of black skirt tetras on Facebook, and I'm thinking, I haven't kept those in like over 10 years. And so I decided to stop at a local fish store and grab a bunch of them. And like previously I had like a bunch of red serpe tetras, but we all know what's been happening with those. Every single time I add serpe tetras, half of them would just die in like the first 5 days. So I'm not wasting my money on those guys anymore. So I decided to get a group of black skirts. It has now been like 24 hours, over 24 hours. Not a single one has died. They're all here. Trust me, I count them. I count all my fish every single day. That is how paranoid I am. But yeah, I haven't kept I keep getting the two mixed up, but I haven't kept black skirt tetras in over 10 years. The last time I kept them was over 10 years ago, back when I had the 40 gallon. And you could actually see those 2 black skirt tetras in my way older videos from way back in like 2012. And I think one of them did survive long enough to like end up being moved to the 125 gallon that I used to have. That one died like at the beginning of 2013 when I already had the 125 gallon set up. But yeah, if you go into my way older videos from way back in the day, like 2012, early 2013, you could see those 2 black skirt tetras. And I had those black skirt tetras because my grandparents, they retired from the hobby, and they figured, like, they pretty much retired from the hobby because they figured, why do we still keep fish? Brandon has a much bigger tank than we do. So when they got down to like their last 3 fish, which was 2 black skirt tetras and a peppered cory, they just went and dumped their fish into my tank, and then they just tore their tank down, and they just decided to pass the torch on to me. So those 2 black skirt tetras, they were at least like 7 or 8 years old. I used to call them the immortals back in the day, and typically black skirt tetras are only supposed to live like 3 to 5 years, but those 2, they were lucky enough to outlive the rest of their school, because my grandparents, they started out with like 10 of them, and then they got down to those last 2, and they lived to be like 7 or 8 years old. And yeah, they were just there in my tank. Like, I've never really been much of a tetra person. Like, I only ever really kept tetras like in my early days of fish keeping. And you might have seen me like throw some serpe tetras here and there into my old 125 gallon. Yeah, they would always just die off, or I would end up with like just 1 left, or half of them would die, and then like the rest would slowly die off over the course of a year until there's just 1 left that would live for like a couple years. So yeah, I never really was into tetras all that much. They're just dither fish to me. Now, I do enjoy having these dither fish, especially since I've started keeping like more than just 5 of them. I used to always get like 3 or 4. But now there's 7 of each tetra in here. There's 7 serpes and 7 black skirts. If you notice, this wasn't even intentional, but a few of my serpe tetras are the long-finned ones. Come on, stop the photobombing, man. I wish you guys were a little bit more scared of the camera like my other groups of roselines were. But shit, where'd it go? Oh yeah, there's the long-finned serpe tetras. And I only got regular black skirts. I think the long-finned black skirts look weird. Why the fuck is that Bosemani rainbow chasing them? But yeah, I actually am starting to grow attached to black skirt tetras again. And I've seen black skirt tetras get pretty big, like 3 inches easily, and hopefully these guys will get that big in this nice big 135-gallon tank. Now, I do honestly believe that my tank is overstocked, and this is what causes me to get bored. So when my tank is perfectly healthy and everything, like obviously fish will hardly ever die and all that. So if you guys go back like to like 2021, especially 2021, and maybe like, no, I was wrong about that. 2022, I think sometimes I still think I'm in 2022. But throughout the year 2022 and maybe like the second half of 2021, you'll notice that I would go several months at a time without posting videos of my fish tank. And the reason for that is just simply because nothing would really change. Everything would stay the same. I would almost never add any new fish to the tank. And like over the past like 2.5 years, like a lot of my fish had been getting really old. So like they were all slowly dying off. And yeah, I wasn't uploading videos for long periods of time because like it was just boring. Nothing in the tank would change. I never really rescaped the tank. I haven't rescaped this tank like fully since like the beginning of the pandemic. And on top of that, like pretty much I just lost interest. And like a lot of my fish were getting really old, so they were slowly dying off over the course of a couple of years. And obviously I didn't feel like just posting an update every single time a fish died. Just bit my tongue and got a little lisp there. But I wasn't just gonna post a video saying, oh yeah, a roseline died. Oh, one of the rainbow sharks died. It was like 8 years old, so it was time for it to go. Oh, a tetra died. Yeah, I wasn't gonna be posting those fish deaths because like that's literally all that was happening in the tank at this time, like during this time period. Because like I wasn't adding any new fish to the tank. All I was doing was just feeding them and doing water changes, cleaning the filters, whatever. So the only things that were really changing in here were just fish dying off of old age. And the problem with that is like that really like I just lost interest. I wasn't adding any new fish. So like by like, let's say like January of this year, I was down to like literally 9 fish in the tank, like 8 or 9 fish in the tank. There was just that one rainbow shark, the 3 Bayless sharks, a couple roselines, the pleco, and a few cories. And it wasn't until that old rainbow shark died, that rainbow shark was like 8.5 years old. It wasn't until that shark died where I'm just like, oh, gotta go get another rainbow shark. Oh man, there's hardly any fish in here. I better go restock. And then I got more roselines, and then I'm not going to get into the issues I was dealing with during that time period. I got a bad batch of roselines, and yeah. But yeah, I was getting, like, I started restocking the tank again. My interest in the hobby got reignited, and then I was adding new fish, and I was finally like willing to like fully like get back into the hobby and posting YouTube videos again and all that. And now I was already starting to think that the tank was fully stocked, like before, like right before I got these black skirt tetras. And yeah, there's this new addition to the tank. I don't know if I did a video on this. Where are you? Where are you, buddy? I got this pearl gourami too. I don't think I did a video on him, but I got this pearl gourami as well. Impulse purchase. But yeah, I was already thinking that the tank is fully stocked, and then I'm thinking, I want black skirt tetras. Now with these black skirt tetras in here, there's 44 fish in this tank. And yeah, you might say like, oh, your tank's not overstocked, but keep in mind, the largest rose line in here is 5 inches long, and even he's not full grown. All these rose lines will easily grow to like 5.5 or 6 inches. And then these rainbow sharks will easily grow to about 6 inches. These red tail sharks will easily grow to 6 inches. These Bosemani rainbows and these turquoise rainbows will easily grow to like 5 inches. And then I also have that foot-long pleco in here, just hanging upside down in his cave as usual. That pleco alone produces like 10 rose lines worth of poop. But yeah, like with these fish, when they're fully adult size, yeah, this tank is definitely probably going to be like fully stocked, if not overstocked. Keep in mind, the tank already looks crowded to me because everybody else, all the fish in here want to just crowd in this section of the tank. They don't want to hang out over here. They especially don't want to hang out over here because of this guy or this girl. But so yeah, they always hang out over here, gathered by the glass. They see me, they'll follow me around. Every time I'm near the tank, they just all gather by the glass. And this is probably the most interactive group of fish I've ever had. They'll just follow me around thinking they're gonna get fed. Even though they've already been fed, these fat asses are never satisfied. But yeah, so I don't want to crowd the tank any further, but that just leaves me to, now what? I don't know what to do now. I could rescape the tank, but I just don't, I want to do more than just simply like move this over here. Plus, this was already over here at one point. And I could easily like move this over here, but I don't want to do that. I want new decor. But every time I've gone to the fish store, like I just haven't found anything good. Like I just haven't found anything that would top what I already have in here. So I just decided to leave it the way it is for now until I find something good. And I don't really feel like using real driftwood. I don't want tannins in the water. So that's a no for now, unless I find a really good looking piece of driftwood. I need to stop vaping. Holy shit, I can barely breathe. Well, yeah, like I just simply don't know what to do with the tank right now. I can't just put in a second tank in this house. Basically, my family is so strict on the 1 tank only rule that if I bring even like a 2-gallon beta tank or like a 10-gallon quarantine tank into this house, I'll come home from work the next day to both the new quarantine tank gone and this tank gone. So yeah, if I bring a second tank into this house, my family will just end my hobby altogether. I'll come home to this tank gone. So if I bring a second tank here, not only will I come home the next day to the new tank gone, I will come home to this tank gone. So yeah, no more tanks. So yeah, I'm not getting a second tank, and I don't think the floor in this house can support a bigger tank. Like I've seen a 240-gallon tank for sale at a fish store before, and it was tempting, but if I put a 240-gallon tank in this house, it's probably going through the floor. So yeah, not getting a bigger tank or second tank for a long time. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to upload videos to YouTube. I'm not gonna I'm gonna try not to disappear for months at a time. Like that's why you see me just posting like random videos of me just like dead silent, just posting up close videos of the fish. Man, the camera does absolutely no justice. This rose line is a pretty big boy. Like just about 5 inches. But yeah, that's aquarium hobby boredom for you. But in the future, when I have my own place and all that, I'm definitely going to have more than 1 tank. I'm not going to go full-blown multiple tank syndrome, like with like a whole fish room with like 20 fish tanks and all that. No, like when I get my own place and all that, I'm probably gonna have a fish room with like 3 large tanks, and that's about it, because I want to keep community fish like this, and then another tank with African cichlids, and then another tank with goldfish or something like that. And then, okay, maybe a 4th tank, maybe a 4th tank with Oscars. But yeah, I'm not gonna have like 20 fish and all that shit. Oh, 20 fish. I'm not gonna have 20 fish tanks, obviously. Like that's too much. I like having a life outside of the aquarium hobby as well. Yeah, but yeah, these black skirt tetras, they're not schooling with each other, of course. They all spread out, do their own thing. They don't chase each other or fight nearly as bad as the serpe tetras do, though. The serpe tetras are just flat out dicks to each other. But yeah, this aquarium hobby gets boring really fast for me. You guys probably already notice it when I go months at a time without uploading fish tank videos. But I'm going to try to stay active more. And yeah, when you keep multiple rainbow sharks and red-tailed sharks together, it can be done successfully. But that does not mean you're not going to see fights. You're still going to see that here and there. And as you can see, they just split off after only a few seconds. But yeah, so let me, like, if you want in the comments, you can let me know what kind of videos you want to see and I'll upload them. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this hobby. I'm at that point now where the tank is fully stocked and I don't know what else to do with it, especially if none of my fish end up dying for a while. So like, that's one disadvantage of having a perfectly healthy aquarium, is that fish almost never die. So there's no room for new ones. So it's easy to run out of space, but that is the disadvantage that I strive for. I strive to have a healthy tank and never have fish die. That way I won't have room for new ones. That is something you want to happen in your fish tanks, low key. But yeah. So yeah, that's all for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know down in the comments below what kind of videos you want to see from me, because right now I don't think anything in this tank is going to change for a very long time. So I will see you guys in the next video.